I retain an unalterable affection for you, which neither time or distance can change. Happiness and moral duty are inseparably connected. Associate with men of good quality if you esteem your own reputation, for it is better to be alone than in bad company. Discipline is the soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable, procures success to the weak, and esteem to all. Perseverance and spirit have done wonders in all ages. Labor to keep alive in your breast that little spark of celestial fire called conscience. To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace. The harder the conflict, the greater the triumph. Truth will ultimately prevail where there is pains to bring it to light. Liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth. Guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism. Few men have virtue to withstand the highest bidder. A free people ought not only to be armed, but disciplined. Real men despise battle, but will never run from it. The willingness with which our young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional as to how they perceive the veterans of earlier wars were treated and appreciated by their nation. Observe good faith and justice towards all nations. Cultivate peace and harmony with all. We should not look back unless it is to derive useful lessons from past errors and for the purpose of profiting by dear-bought experience. Let us raise a standard to which the wise and honest can repair. The rest is in the hands of God. Experience teaches us that it is much easier to prevent an enemy from posting themselves than it is to dislodge them after they have got possession. If freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led, like sheep, to the slaughter. Be courteous to all, but intimate with few, and let those few be well tried before you give them your confidence. Paper money has had the effect in your state that it will ever have to ruin commerce, oppress the honest, and open the door to every species of fraud and injustice. The preservation of the sacred fire of liberty and the destiny of the Republican model of government are justly considered, deeply, finally, staked on the experiment entrusted to the hands of the American people. Government is not reason, it is not eloquence, it is force. Like fire, it is a dangerous servant and a fearful master. My first wish is to see this plague of mankind, war, banished from the earth. The foolish and wicked practice of profane cursing and swearing is a vice so mean and low that every person of sense and character detests and despises it. Let your heart feel for the afflictions and distress of everyone, and let your hand give in proportion to your purse. Our knowledge of books is the basis upon which other knowledge is to be built. The propitious smiles of heaven can never be expected on a nation that disregards the eternal rules of order and right which heaven itself has ordained. Human happiness and moral duty are inseparably connected. Mankind, when left to themselves, are unfit for their own government. We must consult our means rather than our wishes. Worry is the interest paid by those who borrow trouble. I hope I shall possess firmness and virtue enough to maintain what I consider the most enviable of all titles, the character of an honest man. Let your discourse with men of business be short and comprehensive. Honesty will forever be the best policy. Laws made by common consent must not be trampled on by individuals. Nothing can be more hurtful to the service than the neglect of discipline. As mankind becomes more liberal, they will be more apt to allow that all those who conduct themselves as worthy members of the community are equally entitled to the protections of civil government? Arbitrary power is most easily established on the ruins of liberty abused to licentiousness. The time is near at hand which must determine whether Americans are to be free men or slaves. I walk on untrodden ground. There is scarcely any part of my conduct which may not hereafter be drawn into precedent. The basis of our political systems is the right of the people to make and to alter their constitutions of government. Let your conversation be without malice or envy, for it is a sign of a tractable and commendable nature. Decision-making, like execution, can be a process of calculated risk-taking. As the first of every virtue, religion has been my guide in shaping my public and private conduct. It is not the position or title that makes the man, but the character. A people who are free and virtuous can never be enslaved. To each of my fellow citizens I say this: always cherish the blessings of liberty. Loyalty to the government is paramount, but blind allegiance to any man is not. The consideration of private advantage ought not to influence public decisions. Prosperity leads men to forget their past struggles and to undervalue their liberties. The right of the people to establish their government is a fundamental principle of freedom. True friendship is a plant of slow growth and must undergo and withstand the shocks of adversity. A good moral character is the first essential in a man. Virtue and wisdom are twin pillars that uphold the structure of liberty. The citizens of America should be united in a brotherhood of shared destiny and mutual respect. Self-control and moderation are the keys to a harmonious society. An army must be governed by strict discipline, or it will become a plague to its country. Laws once broken are like a cracked vessel. They may be patched, but will never be sound again. The liberty of a nation depends on the morals of its people. A government by reflection and choice is far superior to one imposed by accident or force. A well-instructed people alone can be permanently a free people. True patriotism is shown in service to others and in preserving the public good. Harmony among the states is vital to the survival of the Union. The power under the Constitution will always be in the people. Pride corrupts, and power without accountability will soon follow the path of corruption. Honorable intentions must be supported by wise decisions and firm actions. No nation has ever been ruined by trade, but many have been ruined by the neglect of justice. Injustice anywhere is an invitation to turmoil everywhere. The cornerstone of democracy is the right of every individual to express their opinion freely. Let us not forget the sacrifices of those who came before us to secure the blessings we now enjoy. The strength of the government depends upon the virtue and intelligence of the people. A republic is as strong as the virtue of its citizens. Liberty is the sunshine of the human heart, and tyranny its darkness. Those who respect the laws are the true guardians of liberty. A mind unfettered by prejudice or malice is the freest of all. The measure of a nation's greatness lies in its ability to uphold justice and equality for all. Kindness is a language the blind can see and the deaf can hear. Do not follow the majority, follow the right way. If someone wastes 10 minutes of your time, 8 minutes is your fault. A man who is a master of patience is master of everything else. Never make a permanent decision based on a temporary emotion. Silence is the best answer to someone who do and value your words. The truth is the truth, even if no one believes it. A lie is a lie, if everyone believes it. Do not correct a fool, or he will hate you. Correct a wise man, and he will appreciate you. One of the best lessons you can learn in life is to master how to remain calm. When you talk, you are only repeating what you already know, but if you listen, you may learn something new. Learn to sit back and observe. Not everything needs a reaction. Patience is when you are supposed to be mad, but you choose to understand. Life is like a notebook. 2 pages are already written by God. First page is birth, last page is death. Center pages are empty. File them with smile love. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. Trust is like glass. Once broken, it will never be the same again. Everybody wants to be a diamond, but very few are willing to get cut. A man's intentions should be allowed in some respects to plead for his actions. Let your conversation be without malice or envy, for it is a sign of a tractable and commendable nature, and in all cases of passion admit reason to govern. Bad seed is a robbery of the worst kind, for your pocketbook not only suffers by it, but your preparations are lost, and a season passes away unimproved. It is infinitely better to have a few good men than many indifferent ones. Love is said to be an involuntary passion, and it is therefore contended that it cannot be resisted. I retain an unalterable affection for you which neither time or distance can change.